The story begins in South Korea, where we see a woman named Deok receiving a call from an unknown number on Deok's phone. She comes and a man on the phone tells her that he is talking to her bank. She is overjoyed when she comes to know that the bank has approved her loan. This money was very important for her because in the past a week later, her shop caught fire and she was going to meet her expenses with this money until she got the insurance money. After a few days, she again goes to the bank and tells the staff there that she has got a job as assistant manager. She wants to meet Jae-min, but the bank tells her that no one with that name works here. Hearing this, Deok-hee gets dizzy and falls because she was scammed a lot. To file a complaint about the fraud that happened to her, she goes to Detective Park. When Park reads his report, he learns that Deok-hee had transferred $2,000 to the scammer. He can't believe how someone can be so careless even in today's time. Park consoles her. Couldn't do anything other than give because in such a case, it takes years to catch the culprit, and even then the chances of getting the money refunded are slim to none. Deok-hee, from whom there was hope, raised his hands and face. In despair, she goes to her children, but everything is ruined. After this, we are shown a 3-story building in Qingdao City, China. In this building, big crimes like kidnapping to murder are committed. All these boys that you see right now have been kidnapped. Do you know why? Because these are the people who call innocent people every day and try to cheat them. After the end of the shift, they were all taken to there, they were locked in the rooms, and the next morning they had to do the same thing again. This was the routine of those kidnapped boys, and this was their life. Late at night, a boy named Jae-min tries to escape from there, but then he sees 2 boys. He sees that the gangsters who were caught while running away threaten the boys by making their sister's obscene pictures viral and killing his family. When one of the boys shows his anger on him, he is beaten to death. And they spare the life of the other one by breaking his leg. After seeing this, Jae-min returns the same way he had gone and never tries to run away again. These people have the personal details of the kidnapped boys, and there were some indecent videos which they used to blackmail them, while on the other hand, in Korea, Dio and her children are forced to live on the streets. She does not tell her friends that she has been scammed because she borrowed money from them too. And if she had found out about it, she would have been very angry at him. Deok-hee gets a call from Detective Park, and he says that despite a lot of investigation, we could not find the scammers. He wanted to close the case, and he says that you should consider this as a life lesson and never trust anyone blindly again. Yoki runs to the police station to stop the case from being closed, but then she gets a call from someone again. Jae-min was talking on the phone. It was Min who had looted his money, and as soon as he heard her voice, Dio started abusing him. Jeon says that I did not do this intentionally. He is being forced to do this, and there are other people like me. He asked her to send him the payment link. Under the pretext, he tells her the name of a hotel that was right in front of her and shares all the details of what he saw outside last night. When Dio decodes the link, she comes to know that this place is in China. She immediately goes to Detective Park and tells him that the cameraman has called her again, and he has given me this address, but the detective refuses to investigate the case. Dio angrily tells her, "What now? I will serve you everything in a plate," after which Park gets angrier, and now he is not going to do anything because Key has nothing left to lose. So she sets out to find them and get this case reopened. She starts looking for people in her city who were scammed in the same way. Hearing their stories, she starts feeling less sad. Meanwhile, she sees a poster of a reward in which it is written that whoever can catch the money of these scammers will tell him the address and the government will give him a reward of $100,000. Deok only understands what he has to do. She wanted to catch those people at any cost. Jae-min calls him again and asks him if the police are coming here. Jae-min, when he finds out that there are 72 hotels in the city similar to the one he mentioned, he gets very upset. Deok-hee wanted some pictures of the place so that he could confirm the address. Jae-min is not able to help him much, but yes. He tells her that there are a lot of sewing machines kept here. Meanwhile, we see that some policemen have come to take away Yoki's children with them. They had received a complaint that she does not keep her children properly and the law. Deok-hee refuses to take her children away from her, but the police do not listen to her, and they are sent to a government care home. Deok-hee then returns to his friends. Has to tell the truth. A girl named Suk-ja was ready to go to China with him. All they had to do was know the address of that call center, and then the $1 million reward would be theirs, but Bang Rim forbids them from doing so. She says, how will we do the work which the police could not do? From where the journey to China was only 1.5 hours and Rim's sister lived in China. After a lot of requests from both of them, all three of them finally agreed on one thing. Next one day he leaves for China. All he had to do was enter 9 sewing factories and spy. In the first factory, he enters on the pretext of showing the sample of clothes, but Deok does not know Chinese, which is why the owner of the factory pushes him out somehow. While trying to manage the phone, he sees that a boy named Jeon is beating another boy badly. He is unable to see this and he tries to save him, but that night both of them get beaten. The phone in the building was only with his manager. Jae-min falls at his feet and begs for work from him and says, I will work very hard for you and will give you everything that I earn. The manager found that boy useful, so the next day he hired him along with other boys. As soon as he gets the chance, Jae-min beats up the girl who had beaten him and Jeon last night. The manager also gives him a phone with which Jae-min secretly takes pictures of the place. He collects a lot of evidence. They had taken the photos, but unfortunately, due to lack of network, they could not send those photos. Deok-hee and his friends inquired in the sewing factories across the city, but they did not have the slightest doubt on anyone. His friends had now given up. But Deo was sure that Jae-min was telling the truth, so she was ready to go to 72 of those 72 hotels and find him. At the same time, Jae-min helped his manager in catching new boys and he became a trustworthy man. Late at night, he entered his office and mailed all those photos to the Korean authorities. There were a lot of photos, and this work was taking time. Meanwhile, King comes there and Jae-min says that no one should know about this otherwise. He will tell you that you are his partner in this work. At his request, King started talking to some people outside, which gave him some more time. All the photos were mailed, and now he just had to wait for those photos to be taken by the Korean police. Detective Park calls Deok-hee and says that you were right. That boy has sent us the data of more than 2,700 people from whom these people have looted 17 million. Park sent those photos to Deok-hee and now he knew which hotel they had to go to. In those photos, Jae-min had also sent his photo for identification. Deok-hee saw Jae-min near that hotel. She realizes that he is the same boy and secretly takes his photo for proof, but she forgets to insert the memory card in the camera, and they miss the opportunity. All 4 of them sit in the car the whole day and do not keep an eye on them. So she buys a sewing machine from Dio and opens a small stall there so that she can keep an eye on them and no one suspects her. Yog tries to draw Jae-min's attention towards herself and gets the chance. As soon as Sok goes and takes his photo, she confirms the address of that place and collects a lot of evidence because she forwards all this to Detective Park, after which the Korean authority starts coordinating with the Chinese police and gets Jae-min's clothes stitched the next day. He goes to DOT on the pretext of tea, but his manager also comes there after him. The manager talks to DOT in Chinese language, but DOT does not understand anything. He thinks that this man might get suspicious of him, but then their Bangri Makar takes care of everything. She knows Chinese and she seduces the manager with her words and takes him with her. Jae-min can't believe that Deok is sitting in front of her. Deok gives her his phone, which she had pasted a paper on the back saying that tomorrow Detective Park will raid here along with the Chinese police, and when your boss comes here, you message us and let us know. At night, all the managers gather together. They were told that boss Jung-han wanted to meet them. Jae-min feels that this is the right time. He quickly goes to the bathroom and informs Dio about his arrival. After some time, some people get down from the van with weapons in their hands and they enter inside and start killing everyone. Deo wanted to go inside and see what was happening there, but her friends forbade her from doing so. Along with those managers, they also kill Jae-min and start erasing all the evidence. After some time, Jung-won comes there and finds her. This was a great opportunity to catch them, but Detective Park had forbidden them from doing anything stupid. Meanwhile, we see that this poor guy had passed out in the bathroom after taking drugs, and when he regained consciousness, he came out and saw that people were killed. Jung-won leaves the place with his people and Deok-hee continues to wait for Park. Her patience runs out, but then we see Kyung carrying Jae-min on his shoulders and bringing him out. Deok sees that he is badly hurt and needs immediate treatment. When she checks her phone, she finds Jung-won's recording on it and learns that he is fleeing the country from Qingdao airport. Detectives can't wait for Park to arrive, so the 3 of them go to Qingdao airport to catch him. It was very difficult to spot him among so many people, But Deok-hee had seen in the video that he was wearing a very expensive watch, just like that. A man of similar height passes in front of her. She knew for sure that it was the same man. Both of them chase him, but this does not last long because Young-won has seen them and he walks towards them. Young-won asks how much money my people took from you, on which Dio tells him it is 32,000. Hearing this, he starts laughing and says that you both are chasing me just for this much money. He puts a wad of notes in front of him and says that this is the entire dollar, take these locks and get away from here. Dio was very scared, but Sok went and kept the money and said that we should not mess with this man. If Dio wanted, she could have taken the money and left from there. But she doesn't do that. She chases Young-won, throws his money in his face and says, I got scammed. It wasn't my fault, you did it, you are a criminal. She wants him to surrender to the police, but Young-won drags her to the bathroom and beats her badly. Young-won could have killed her if he wanted, but right now it was more important for her to flee the country, and he starts to leave but then notices that her passport is in his pocket. He comes back to Dio and finds that she has stolen his boarding pass, which means he can no longer leave the country, and it is the first time a woman has made him so angry that he strangles Dio. Deok-hee dies before he tries to kill her. The police arrive and arrest Young-won on charges of assault on a woman. Park sees that he has beaten poor Deok-hee to death, after which Deok-hee can't control his anger and hits Young-won badly. Park apologizes to him for being late and they both walk out of the airport. Everyone was just looking at him and it was the best day of Deok-hee's life. On the other hand, we see Jae-min, the doctor had saved his life and the police also found his family. A few months later, we see that Deok's life is back on track. Young-won's lawyer confronts him several times. He goes to meet him and wants Deok-hee to withdraw his charges, in exchange for which he is ready to give him $3 locks, but Deok-hee does not want money. He wants justice for all those who have traveled because of him. At the end of the movie, we are told that this story of Deok-hee is inspired by the true incident in the life of Kim Sung-ja, who single-handedly discovered a ring of such scammers in 2016. We are also told that Kim Sung-ja was arrested by the government. The reward of dollar locks was never given and the lawyer of that mafia boss lured him with money and requested him to retract his statement, but Kim Sung never lied for money. With this, the story ends here.